This is Dr. Levin speaking to you for the VIPteam.com. And one of the very frequently asked questions, no doubt, is where is the money coming from? Or sometimes professionally referred to the money flow. So we're going to look both where the money is coming from and where the money is going, how it is allocated, distributed. So in order to do that, let's take a good look at what is the VIP team. Well, it is first and foremost an online university. That means we're giving teaching, we're giving classes, we are web-based education. No, we're not in physical buildings and we don't have offices around the globe. We don't need them. All the people that operate the VIP team are actually working from their home for people that are wanting to operate from their home, learning, being educated, and the capacity to also make very significant earning, because the VIP team, after all, is the first and global university where the student gets paid to study. So a total opposite structure. The video on the website actually goes into more exactly what is being offered. However, let's be very clear, this is not a Ponzi. This is a Ponzi would be if we're playing some money game, and we're not, even though we handle money in a very innovative and creative way. We are offering education, and education is a very solid, high value. Yes. So let's take a look inside your website. You've probably seen this chart, and it is what we refer to as the money flow chart. It is actually in your dashboard. You can click on it, make it bigger so that you can look at every one of the different things that is symbolized in this flow pattern. And what we're going to do is we'll actually flow through that chart with an example, and we'll use the example with somebody who buys $1,000 worth of credits. We work with credits just like any other university would, and these credits are actually values, currency you could almost say, towards that can be used towards your education. And here in this case we're going to look at $1,000 worth. So that would bring it to the first little frame, which says all the VIP sales, and that includes both those that are done to initiate a particular account, activate an account. They also include the people who do repurchases, and it includes also people who top up, who add more to their account. In terms of, if I use the word investment, it is in the same way like we use the word investing in our education, investing in our health. We're not talking about a legalized or licensed investment. That's not what this is. We simply refer to it as an investment into something that we care about. So here we begin and start off with a $1,000, and let's see what happens. Well, there is two parts, a 10% part on one side and a 10% part on the other side, that is going to be allocated straight off the bat out of that $1,000. Out of the 1,000, 10% actually, meaning $100, is of towards operational expenses. Things like legal fees, banking fees, the servers, the security, the whole thing that makes the operation work, and the people involved for support and so on. So 10% goes towards that. The other 10% is actually a provision towards teachers, materials, classrooms, technology as we're using in webinars. All of that pays for another $100 out of every $1,000 that comes in. So in terms of net sale, that leaves $800, doesn't it? If we have 1,000 and we allocated 1,000, and these are budgets. They're budget allocations. That doesn't mean they're always being spent straight away. They're being saved up and very, very carefully allocated. And we do believe in abundant reserves, so that when significant purchases need to be made for something, that we have the reserve and the capacity to do so. So out of 1,000, 200 goes out or is allocated into these reserves. That leaves $800 to work with, or 80%. So let's take a look at the next step. Well, the next step is an either-or situation. You have the little frame at the bottom or the little frame at the top. The one at the top is advertising generated. These are the sales that come in. $1,000 if it came in based on advertising that was done by the VIP team. The other one is a sale that came in or was generated through a member introducing another member. VIP member generated sales. So first we will take a look at the top one and see how that gets distributed. Well, there is $800 right there, and it gets split up into two ways: 50-50, half-half. In this case, it would be 40% of the original 1,000. 400 that goes into the ref share. You probably have heard it that yes, a part of our program, it's a small part, but a significant part is a ref share part, and it does end up paying so that everyone ends up making money with our program, including people who are not good at promoting programs, including people who want to do it totally passively. That all is paid out of the ref share. Well, you can see out of 1,000, $400 is allocated into that ref share pot, and we'll talk about that in a moment. The ref share pot actually gets paid out, or pool gets paid out once a week. The other half is the advertising. Yes, as a program, as a university, we do advertise ourselves. And again, there, we're pooling up reserves. So we don't need to go out there with a $500 or $1,000 ad campaign that we can allocate $25,000, $50,000 towards a significant and reputable ad campaign. So out of every 1,000 that's been generated through the VIP team advertising, $400 is recycled to immediately begin to generate even more sales. That actually makes it very viral. If you make 1,000 into your business and you're sending another 400 out there to bring in more $1,000 and other size sales, that is a very, very healthy thing in any business. When you look at McDonald's, when you look at Microsoft, when you look at all the successful companies, that's precisely what they do. Now, they don't do the ref share. That is, even with their shareholders, they don't share 40% of the revenue. We do, because we feel our students are really our sort of like shareholders. Again, I'm not talking about a licensed shares or stocks, and we're not on the New York Stock Exchange. We don't care to be. We're a private entity. Because a lot of these things are very expensive, and in our case unnecessary, because what we have is not for the public. What we have is by invitation only. That's why the members only sign is here. You can only join if you've been invited by another member. So now into this frame down below is the sale that is generated by another member. Do you remember? Let's just jump back up again. That 40% was allocated towards advertising. Actually, it would be this particular one. 40% out of the 800, half of it, or 400 out of 1,000 is allocated towards advertising. Well, when we are looking at a member-generated sale, we don't need to advertise it, do we? That is $400 that can go to the member themselves, and that's significant. The members who have already referred members know how 40% is not only a very abundant thank you that we're giving to each member who shares this program with other people, but this is a perpetual residual, because everyone in the program keeps on growing. So therefore, when all the people you refer, they keep on growing and growing and growing and making more and more and more profit, while you end up making that 40% on every single one of their growth steps. So that is very significant. The other $400 actually is redistributed, similar like you saw in the top part, spread over the VIP rev share and the VIP advertising. So when we take a look at specifically that that top one, where the member gets $400 allocated, it goes in two ways. $200 every member must repurchase. This is embedded into the program, and that is to make sure that we get people that become smarter and get more education and get more credits, therefore more leverage to earn more, and eventually over time earn so much that they can share their abundance in philanthropic gifting to other people that cannot afford education. That is part of the reason why we want to see everyone, no matter what level they start off at, that they can grow and grow and grow upward. So the other $200 can be cashed out, so is withdrawable, and that is a choice at any given point. That distribution here between these two, here it's set at 50-50, but a member can choose to make that 60-40 or 70-30, even as much as allowing 100% to be repurchased and temporarily not taking out any cash outs in order to compound or snowball effect their account. The system permits you to change that at any time to your convenience and to the kind of cash flow that you would like to see for yourself. As far as that part of the VIP team, well, like I already said, half of it goes into the rev share and the other half actually goes directly into advertising, permitting more sales. So you see that regardless of whether a sale came in generated through the VIP advertising or through the member generated, there is a amount going back into advertising. In this case 200, in the other case, the top part, it is 400. Always on every money that comes in, there is stimulant money going back out into professional advertising, professional exposure, so that more people can come on board. Very few of the network companies do that. They kind of expect, hey, if we're paying you 40%, you need to do the advertising. And that is true to some extent, but then there is an extent where we're in the best position to test, market and test measure advertising. So that is why we also take the allocation towards that. Now, you've seen in two places that there is a VIP rev share pooling. In a advertising generated sale, it would be 40%. In a member generated sale, it would be 20%. All of that goes into the VIP rev share pool, and that's kind of the chart that shows up in the money flow 2 section of your back office. So we will make sure that this video also is available in your back office so that you can view it right there and get an explanation on what these two charts actually mean. So when we take a look at both of these percentages coming into a VIP rev share pool, well, the best thing we can do is actually take a look at an example, because every VIP member has a certain amount of active credits. It's the biggest, that nice big orange number that you see in your back office. That's your active credits. Well, that is your percentage. That's your share, your piece of the pie, your stake into every week the ref share pool. So if we're looking at an example here, take a look at this. Imagine that there is a total of 150,000 credits, and we're already way beyond that. And that will just keep on increasing, and so will the sales increase as more and more people find out about the program. But imagine that you're a member who has 3,000 credits out of a total of 150,000 credits. What does that actually mean? It means, in this case, you have a 2% stake, a 2% sort of shareholdership, or put more simply, a 2% piece of the pie. And if the pizza in a particular example, and we're given an example of $30,000. Well, if $30,000 is actually generated in that particular pay run, and we've had some pay runs already surpass that, in that case, since you have a 2% piece of that pie, now everyone participates in that. The active, the passive, the guy who wants to go to sleep after he's inscribed, all of the people benefit here of the VIP ref share pool. 2% out of 30,000, that is $600. And once again, the same split happens. Half of it, $300, goes into purchasing, repurchasing, auto repurchasing, more growth, the progressive growth auto purchase. And $300 can be cashed out depending on what the setting is in that account. So this is what we've done. We've taken a look at where is the money coming from. Well, we're selling education, and we're actually paying a particular cost portion for that education, 10% in actual teaching infrastructure and for the teachers, 10% to run the whole organization, so about 20%. The rest of it is allocated in the way we've just described together. Just to blow the whole myth, is Ponzi or a pyramid? No, it's not. We're selling education, we're offering education, and yes, we are making a very significant profit on that because we're digital education. We can pretty much, we have a university that is unlimitedly large, and the beauty is we can permit people from all over the world, and they can attend the classes at their own choice at the time they want to, the subject that they want to. They can replay classes as many times as they want to, because everything naturally is archived. So, and now you know how we allocate. It's a very transparent structure. We're proud to be transparent about it. That's why we brought that chart. And what I would recommend, if you haven't already done so, is definitely join us in Skype. On the website, you will find the Skype logo. If not, the person who introduced you, ask them how to bring you into the Skype room. If you've never worked with Skype, you will love this. We've actually got two types of Skype rooms. One is if you want to really see the community of other students and VIP members at work, where they can ask questions and where they get answers, and they make their own comments about their experiences. Great, alive, almost forum-like place. We do keep it clean. Don't come in there to spam. Don't come in there to complain. We don't need this. But then we also have a newsroom, and the newsroom is posts only from our site. So you don't read the chit chat of others, and that's a great place. Every day there's going to be a few posts in there. They're the posts that are the most significant, the ones we want you to know, and that way, if you're a busy person or you just want the condensed updates and information, that's where you will find it. Also, join us on Facebook. Facebook, after all, is a great place to bring graphics, to bring videos, and to also interact with with the other members that are there. I want to thank you for having watched this video, and I do hope to see you as one of our students, and one of our students who is being paid to study. Signing off, Dr. Leven. Thank you.